Next spring, 2020 is starting right here, right now. $14,000, 16 players, 4 days of group stage. Every group is double elimination as you know it, GSL style. And we have our first 2 players here. Let's go. This is Yumiko versus Colorful.
Starting off on Terra's stand, as so often in this matchup, this would be expected to lead to MK versus Warden. There are so many different intricate builds nowadays, so many options to go for. Is this the single map that we see the most in any given matchup? You know what I mean? I feel like we see Terranos in this matchup so freaking much. Not that I'm complaining. It's pretty cool. It's also quite versatile. Most recently, we've been seeing tanks, knights, rifles, anything, everything. But mostly, it's MK versus Warden. That seems to be the case here again.
Yeah, I think so too. On this map, we pretty much saw everything. Also from Night Elves, like early pushes with a double engine of war with Huntress, then moving into like mass creeping, high level Warden. We've seen Mountain Giants, Bears, Dryads, you name it. And of course, we throw some Hippogriffs into the mix to counter the Zeppelin. That's pretty damn good. So we have a Warden on the bottom right hand side with a Footman harassing already. This looks pretty good though. Fan of Knives should get the quad kill in a bit now that the Footman is gone. And there we go. Went of Mana Stealing and the Mantle. That's a pretty good start for this Warden.
All about the mana points here in the early game. We have
the pad overlay. Didn't see that before. Nice production quality by Next this time. Second engine of war at the Merchant. I assume you got some problems with the stream?
No, it's just that sometimes I have this Chinese game announcer or something saying something which is kind of distracting me.
Oh, I don't hear the sound.
Did you have it muted?
I watched through OBS. So I don't hear the sound myself. It's just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, chat, let me know if sound is not alright. So, Mountain King with the Scroll of the Beast. That's pretty good. Goes for the expansion right away, as always. Or almost always. Yumiko, of course, one of the big Mountain King players. He played him back in 2014 already. It was kind of a Mountain King hipster. And yeah, pretty good items. No harass so far, but he's going to the Merchant, and this might be a staff, and Colorful fell victim to exactly this play, and now my stream is lagging. Okay, there we go. To exactly this play, and the Mountain King makes his way over.
Yep, the staff are classic nowadays on Terra's stand, looking for more kills. The level 3 here is the crucial landmark. The Warden is so close, but doesn't quite have it yet. Items for her are really nice. Bonus Agi, bonus Intelligence. Some more mana with a Wand of Mana Steal also. And now it's up to the Mountain King to prevent her leveling as much as possible. And ideally also keep her expansion from coming up and secure the time for the Humans Fast Expo. Which all seems to be working out rather well so far for Yumi.
That was Shadow Priest kill, if I'm not mistaken, there in the south. And of course the Warden, not level 3 yet. Might get it very soon though. Has no Shadow Strike. Could decide to go for it, but of course you rather want Blink and skip the Tome of Retraining. And there we go. Blink into Fan of Knives. How many units can she get? Decent splits, but it's only 3 workers here. Why are there only 3 workers at this expansion?
Yeah, that's pretty weird. There was no harass here earlier. Did he lose a peasant or two to the creeps? Perhaps. Stormbolt coming in, Warden dropping low. Good saves on the peasants, good splits.
Yeah.
And this Warden only needed 1 single kill for level 3, but didn't get it. Stormbolt dodge.
How did she not get it? The peasant died. Didn't...
I think before she came in, the peasant died though, right?
Used the Fan of Knives. I'm not too sure. It's early in the morning. Sorry about that. We have a Hunter Saw by Colorful, so he arrived at tier 2. And now next question is second hero or nay. Mountain King again down south to prevent creeping. That's a tough game for Colorful. And I said before I wanted like to destroy you with some stats, right? So now it's stats time. Yumiko is 12-1 over Colorful. And you might think, oh yeah, that was the old days, right? That was 2014, 2015 when Yumiko was already an established player and Colorful was just a rising star. CC Masters Cup qualifier 2-0 Yumiko, Chinese New Year's Cup 2-1 Yumiko. Last time Colorful won was exactly half a year ago at next autumn. So for whatever reason, Yumiko seems to have Colorful's number.
And so far this game, it's certainly looking pretty good for the human. This Warden still not quite level 3. I feel like we see this more and more in Terranos. The Warden struggling to get to level 3, struggling to get something done, and the MK controlling the bottom side of the map. And Night Elf usually has to wait until Dryads come out, when with the magic immune units you can reclaim map control. Or if this Ancient of War should fall, this could be a big problem for Colorful. It's all about the Warden's experience. If she gets to 6 quickly, this game can certainly still be recoverable. But Yumiko is just getting further and further ahead, macro-wise. He must be tier 2 soon. And then what's coming? Tier 2 push, tier 3 tanks, triple base, triple hero.
It's Yumiko.
All possible.
I wouldn't expect tanks since it's Yumiko. I would rather think this is triple Griffin Aviary Mass Hawks than that. We have a Zeppelin stolen here. Shredder goes to Colorful, but good mobility and taking the Zeppelin drop away from the Night Elf. That's quite nice, so making the life of the Warden a little harder, finally reaching tier 3. Mountain King keeps on being aggressive, and there's no counter expansion. Loses the second engine of war here now as well. And Yumiko just going in for this fight with 2 Berserkers against 2 Dryads. This is forcing a town portal because Colorful does not want to lose the Shredder by any means, and saves it. But boy, Colorful's in trouble.
Yeah, Zapper there was purchased by Yumiko. Zappers we see more and more to make sure he gets the Ancient of War kill, gets the item with that as well. These Zeppelins have been so damn important. If the human gets it, he makes sure he can keep his economy safe against the Warden, can also look for aggressive drops himself, of course. But if the Night Elf does get it, which he didn't here, but if he does get it, he can drop towards the natural, and if there's not enough towers there, can do big damage. So these, as you can see, we see the natural now. Towers aren't finished yet. If the Night Elf drops in there, with 2 archers, 4 dryads or something like that, that can be a big problem for the natural economy. So sniping these away, stealing these away for the humans always crucial nowadays. It's all about spam right-click battle in that scenario. So Yumiko coming out on top there, I guess. But at least Colorful now, creeping up the natural. But Yumiko's always around. Yumiko's always around the corner, trying to be disruptive, trying to kill some stuff if he can with the MK. And he still has some mana. Could perhaps look for that bear kill right there.
There is a bear kill with the clap. Bye-bye, barely. And there's a drop in the main as well. Decent multitasking by Yumiko now. He's got to be careful with that MK. Might be forced into a town portal, but guess what? There's an evac Zeppelin coming in. And oh, split screen. I love next production for so far. Footman against the buildings, and this is not too much damage, but it's distracting. Oh, actually, Yumiko was slipping in macro there, losing a Berserker and a Footman to the Shredder.
Yeah, it was a little bit ambitious, dropping into the main next to all the Ancients. That is quite a bit of damage. So 1 Shredder goes down, but it's not the end of the world. Yumiko has had a lot of resources for a long time. The Zeppelin is still being annoying. No Hippogriff here to deal with the Zeppelin, so this can happen over and over. And Yumiko still seems to be in complete control of this game. He's going tier 3, getting Blood Mage second, 1 workshop.
Man, Yumiko, don't disappoint me. I said that tanks are pretty much impossible with you.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's see some more tank plays.
No. We have enough tank plays recently. I think Yumiko will not disappoint me here. Warden is coming in. What's her takeaway? Invo potion, maybe? No anti-magic. That does surprise me a little, despite going for the orb.
This is quite the different approach from Colorful here that we see now, as compared we saw to him playing a few days ago on Terranos. Remember, he was just trying to get to level 5, creep heavily. Now he says, no, you know what? I have to be aggressive. I can't allow for these tanks, once again, to come rolling in without any economy harass. So right now, Colorful is trying to force a fight. Yumiko is pretty weak with his only tier 1 units. He invested into no tier 2 at all, trying to gap the time until tier 3 is finished. So right now it's turtle time for Yumiko. He's looking for the counter expansion, but Colorful doesn't even have one coming up.
This must be a pretty heavy all-in then soon. Yumiko is going double barracks, and so it's Knights Mortars, I guess? With the option to go 1 or 2 gyros against upcoming Zeppelins. Is there no Sanctum, by the way? Or am I just blind? I
haven't seen it either.
Alright. That's interesting. We have 48 supply on both sides, but Yumiko... Oh, he needs a lot of farms, by the way. Bless you. He needs a lot of farms, in my opinion. I don't know if it's already in the works or not. But...
Oh. Huh? Opening up the lab. Colorful. Is he going to go for a Zeppelin? If he does, a bear drop into the main could be possible. In the main, there's only 2 towers. At the expo, there's 4. That's going to be more difficult. 5 bears. Warden 5.5. Gets the rope as well. Lots of bonus intelligence. I think Zeppelin drop is Colorful's best option right here.
Yeah, he has no other chance, in my opinion. And if that fails, well, Yumiko is now at 65 supply. The resources are swapped, by the way, so sorry about that, but we are just restreaming. Is he ready, or did he just start production? That's the question. Blood Mage has very good inventory. Get some Siphon Manas out. There's Mana Potions on the Mountain King as well, but not level 5 yet. Okay, here's the drop. Zeppelin already at 50%. This is definitely a kill thanks to the 2 guard towers. And sooner or later... No, there's a tank! Sooner or later he has to TP out. 1 Arcane Tower gone. Is the damage enough? And can he reach all that stuff already? I think it's only melee here, but the bears, man. Oh boy, that clap wrecked them pretty hard. The Warden TP's out immediately. And that wasn't too much damage at all.
Yeah, solid defense here by Yumi. There was quite a few bears, but with the clap, with the knights, with the towers, militia, and everything else coming in, that is a pretty easy hold. And I think Colorful was relying on more damage there being done. We can see the Tree of Life counter expo coming up now. Kind of between the 2 bases, main and natural, but that's still going to be a while. And yeah, we saw a tank there, Neo, didn't we?
Must have been an illusion or something. I don't know what this is.
Misclick, maybe.
How is this happening? We have 2 donations, by the way. Thank you, Teggy, for the 10 euros. Good morning. Let's start another day of home office with you guys. Thanks for all the content. Mosh has subscribed, and Esse has donated 10 euros as well. Came home from night shift 1 hour ago. Perfect time to fix dinner and watch Warcraft 3. Here's hoping for a human mirror. Could happen. Thank you, guys. And the Mountain King finds the Warden again. Stormbolt, Siphon, typical combo. Paladin is out now as well. And more experience steals, which is very good for the triple hero human combo, as he kind of needs level 2. Anti-magic pop during a creep. That's not good for Colorful.
Bears coming in with the reju. Could that perhaps be a decent fight now for the Warden? We see 1 tank rolling on over here in the north. It was only 1 workshop, so Yumiko can't really go for the mass tank play. Can't go 80 supply tanks like we saw. The beautiful game from Fortitude. Warden comes in, Stormbolt Siphon onto her once again. We have the Tinker second this time. No more Demon Hunter second from Colorful, as we saw in the previous days.
But Yumiko's anti-Warden play is pretty damn good, if you ask me. Constant Stormbolts and Siphons, always a little faster than Colorful. I didn't expect this, to be honest. The tank so far didn't do much as far as we've seen, getting caught out in the middle now. But the human army keeps on creeping. Big consumable for him there as well. Oh, pick it up. There we go. What is it? Big Invo. Not bad. And the human heroes are getting scary, and Yumiko opting for a second expansion in the upper right.
But why is this Ward not going for the economy? Why is there no peasant kills happening? She's just in the middle. I mean, I guess her purpose right now is buy space for the Tinker, for that hero to level up. But normally when we see the Greats play the Warden, Lolite especially, he always finds a way towards the economy. And you could say, well, there's Zeppelins protecting the peasants, and that, I suppose, is true. But there's a counter to that as well. Ancient of Wind, Hippogriff, and then come in with the Warden and the Hippo at the same time. That's, of course, expensive, but if you do then eradicate the peasant economy 2 or 3 times, easily worth it. We see the Ancient of Wind now, by the way. We also see the tanks in the main and the army towards the expansion. The two-pronged attack, as has been so popular for the humans for quite a while, once again coming in. Can the Knights take out the Tree of Life is the question. Pretty hard to do against these swarm.
Oh, that clap was pretty sick into the Wisps. They're almost all dead. But what about the Knights? He needs the heal scroll very soon. There's only 50% of that tree. Another clap. There's no repair anymore. But Yumiko losing unit after unit. 3rd or 4th Knight already down. And now
that was a serious overextension.
Absolutely. Rockets find them once again. Another Knight could be falling with the Bears. The question now is, nice save right here, how much damage could the tanks do in the main? He's preventing production, I guess. Yes, Colorful is supply stuck with 60 out of 40 and 1 tank still alive. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Down to 70 supply. Couldn't get the tree, but I mean, now he has 2 bases up against 3 bases up against the 2 of Colorful. Warden is still not level 6, but yeah, that was a lot of experience, especially for the Tinker.
That was like 4 Knights and 2 tanks lost. That was certainly expensive, but with the objective of the 3rd base coming up, I guess that was worth it. I think right now, Colorful should get mana on the Warden, bring the Hippogriff, and go towards the economy. But the Hippogriff kind of shows himself in the middle already and is going to get Stormbolt possibly killed.
Well, the Gyrocopter couldn't attack because of Banish, so kind of saved that Hawk for now. Yumiko in for another attack. Colorful trying to find an opening. He knows what's up, but it's very hard to do now. The Warden has to do the heavy lifting. What was that? Fan of Knife. Did he just misclick Blink and Fan?
Yeah, I think he expected the Blink to be finished already, but it wasn't. So here we go again. Knights coming in, tanks coming in, Tinker in deep trouble.
Oh boy, just running away, but the Knights find him staff out by the Warden, who just came back in. Nice dodge, but I guess this tree is about to end. The tanks should be able to kill it. Blood Mage in trouble, TP out. Can one of the heroes die? No, there's an invo post to save him. Still lots and lots and lots of bears, but as you can see, the tree is gone, and the tanks are safe in the Zeppelins. Yumiko keeps control throughout this game, and now it's 3 base versus 1 base.
And the economy seems to be winning it here. It's almost impossible to do it 3 base versus 1, but let's see if Colorful perhaps has some magic tricks up his sleeve left. How many Zeppelins does Yumi have? It's 3 or 4 Zeppelins. Good thing about them is they don't cost supply. Only gold and lumber. Kind of expensive at 240, but if you're on 3 bases, you should be able to afford it. Tinker now will be getting level 3. That's a decent level up for him. With all this econ, Yumiko should be able to shoot up to 100 supply here pretty soon.
And again, I must point this out. This is Colorful playing a Warden, and this is not disrespecting him or anything. This is just, he's not going into the bases. He's not going into the peasant line. He's not disrupting the economy. Again, just like we've seen this weekend against Fortitude. And you can't play a Warden like that. You can't let a human have 2 or 3 bases. It's just the wrong play. I mean, Yumiko played nicely against that and forced the Warden back, but you must be the player to force your opponent back as a Warden player.
Opting for the creep jack now. Tinker's coming in with the rockets, Warden with the follow-up. And I think this is the reason why we see Knights so much nowadays. Everything other than Knights dies really quick to this combo.
Yeah.
Whereas Knights are somewhat survivable. We can see the staff coming in here as well. Double staff from Yumiko. Lost no units at all here. Is forced to TP back. In the meantime, I imagine there's tanks on the way somewhere.
Must be. Of course. 3 tanks. 0-2 upgrades. Interesting to prioritize defense so much. But I like Colorful's play here, having 2 bears and a Dryad in the main. Would love to see... Oh, would love to see Fairy Dragon, Talon as well, but you know, I'm the biggest fan of Fairy Talons in that. Nah. The Tinker's kind of played as a Dota Tinker with that staff. He's always everywhere, and he's always needed everywhere. So that's pretty good play.
Yeah, this Tinker's looking so much better than the Demon Hunter was.
Yeah.
Colorful is hanging in there, but Yumiko is getting ready for the big push. 82 supply, high upkeep. I guess if he loses the tank, he's going to drop down to low upkeep. Yeah, he does. But right now is time. Warden, you need to get something done. You need to kill peasants. You need to bring an Ancient of Wind Hippogriff to take out the Zeppelin.
More experience for this Blood Mage, and he's getting close to 3. And you know what that means? Siphon Mana level 2. Pretty damn good spell. Colorful is opting for an attack in the south. I guess Warden wants to distract. There's once again no anti-magic. And she's at half mana. This is not too much. Getting one pass and... This is nothing. I don't understand this really. Yumiko's way too safe.
Yeah. Big mistake there by Colorful was he didn't go into the bases thinking there's going to be a Zeppelin anyways, because he didn't bring the Hippogriff. Where was the Hippogriff?
Oh, big fight once again. Siphon on the Tinker, Stormbolt on the Tinker, but the army for Yumiko is really not looking that hot right here. It's only Knights. There's no support. There's no water teams. Clap can do a lot, obviously, but how much mana do you really have? There's a mana potion, but I guess it's once again a TP out, and like slowly but steady, this becomes pretty costly. For you, this is like what, the 5th TP?
Yeah, he's been using a lot of those, true, but not barely losing any units. You can see Yumiko is still rich at more than 1,000 gold, and yeah, the Knights pretty good at surviving the spell combos, but susceptible to the Dryads, who slow them down from range pretty well. Tanks come in again. These are all 3 probably gonna die. Take out some Moonwells, not perhaps the most efficient trade. But Yumiko doesn't need to be trading that efficiently, being on 3 bases.
Yeah, you just want to prevent a big Night Elf army, and that's exactly what you get for it. There, we saw a Griffin Aviary, so it's time for Hawks and or Griffins against this. And it's taking so much time to take these tanks out. Yumiko was always moving them away, forcing the army to focus on them, and the bears are just not fast enough to catch up with them. Main gold mine expired. Yumiko is the only one mining, and that from 2 bases. Colorful, and he needs to move the Tree of Eternity over, and that does take some time. Double Griffin Aviary, even 1,700 gold, and about to have 80 supply. Level 3 Paladin, close to level 3 Blood Mage, close to level 5 Mountain King. These heroes are about to explode.
With the Tinker's passive, the engineering upgrade, the cluster rocket's AoE increases, right?
Yes.
That's kind of sick. I feel like we don't talk about that enough. It's an AoE that increases. Imagine if AM gets from 3 to 4, his Blizzard AoE increased. It's pretty crazy, actually. Back in the day, Tinker was all about Pocket Factory. Nowadays, especially for the combo with the Warden, the rockets seem to be so much better. Oh, but yeah, Colorful. So far, he's been able to hold on quite well. But what happens when Yumiko gets to Griffins?
He's going Mortars. Don't know. Oh, he has Griffins. At least 2. Don't know if they have the upgrade already. 1-0 attack, but Stormhammers? Not sure. Oh, 90 supply. Holy. He's well equipped. Mana potions, Invo potions, heal scrolls, even an Ankh, and triple staff as well. How are you supposed to beat this tier 3 human army? I don't know. Colorful is at 1 gold. Even I have more gold.
I know. Your jar of change, I've seen it. That's a lot of gold, actually. Mostly copper.
Copper gold.
So, in we go. There's going to be a Knight tank flank somewhere else in the meantime, I imagine. But here comes the big fight. So far, the Bears were able to hold their ground, but this is a lot.
My God, we got frag shards, and these Dryads they're gonna be ripped. Yumiko moving these mortars a little too far forward, but the clap is just carrying this solo. It's absolutely insane. There's still a mana potion on that MK, and what's the Warden doing without level 6? It feels like she has had no progress in 5 minutes or so. Bears vanishing. 34 supply only. It's ridiculous. Knights survive. Yes, Yumiko loses a little bit as well. Warden is close to 6, but still not 6, and also no mana potion. And yeah, Yumiko keeps on dominating. And if he shuts down that Tree of Eternity, that's absolutely game.
Yeah, this seems to be unrecoverable at this point. If the Warden had been 6 in that fight, maybe she can hold there, maybe she can survive. And how is she not 6? Yeah, that is absolutely Colorful's fault.
Warden surrounded in the middle of a lot of knights. Clap as well. I don't know. Does he have mana? Not anymore. No, not too much actually. Shredder Falls, Invo Potion. GG by Colorful. First map win for Yumiko. And who did expect that?
Really well played by Yumi, especially the early and mid-game stages. It's so important to secure your bases to make sure you don't open up opportunities for the Warden to slow you down too much. And then good tank splits, not going all in pure tank fortitude style, but rather also going with the knight mix. I've been quite skeptical of knights nowadays, or recently I should say. But I do see the value of them not getting obliterated by double AoE. If you go... rifled, and especially priests, the Warden jumps in, fan of knives, rockets on top, suddenly everything can die. So yeah, I definitely see the value more and more, but yeah, Colorful needs to find more openings, needs to find a better way to shift momentum and look for more economy kills himself. What's kind of starting to annoy me on Terran Stand, it's so important who spams faster for the Zeppelin. Seriously, if Colorful is the one who gets the first Zeppelin, this game looks completely different. But perhaps that's where the Knights should try to prioritize having better map control. Maybe you should go Shadow Strike first. Kill off these scout footies. Kill off that creepjack at the lab to make sure you get the Zeppelin. And then maybe retrain later. There's still certainly some improvements to be made.
I feel the same. Like, Tomb of Retraining isn't that expensive. So... starting off with the Shadow Strike build seems to be way more efficient. Of course, you can't really go for too much harass than if you skip Blink, or you skip the Fan of Knives creep at the Mercenary Camp, but then you lose some time as well. But I feel like Shadow Strike is too good early to not go for it until level 4. And then, of course, Fan of Knives and Blink becomes a lot better, so you need to have some gold at level 4 to switch again. But yeah, in general, I was praising Colorful's Warden play for a long time. In the past 2 weeks, it just something clicked in his head that he thinks, okay, I'm leaving my opponent alone. And that's just not working. I don't know. He needs to change it up again.
Something that we see from Foggy, for example, is a lot is going for quick level 3 creep route, not at the merchant, but rather at the renegades in the corners, and then go for a staff and staff into the human main with the wisp and kind of disrupt the economy whilst the expansion for the human is coming up. We saw none of that. We never saw the Warden once in a peasant line, which is crazy, even when she was level 5. That Hippogriff also was a little bit too late. Everything was a little too slow. The Warden can be crazy good, but she's also quite difficult to play perfectly.
Indeed. We have 2 new subs. Thank you, Roxt and Wigglepuss, for your support. So map 2 is coming up. That is Amazonia. And again, guys, if you tune in late, we have no control over the broadcast here today or for the upcoming days of next. That is a Chinese production. We are restreaming. We can't choose the graphic settings. And by complaining about it, you kinda suck the fun out of everything. So yeah, would be nice if we could talk about the games, not the graphics. That would help us all, because we can't change anything.
Yumiko, man. Looking really strong here so far. We've been seeing him a bit recently, and he's been looking solid, but I was really impressed with that early and mid game, giving barely any openings to the Warden. But this second game is going to be a very different one. Amazonia doesn't necessarily mean no Warden, but it normally means one base play. There are some humans out there who still want to fast expand on AZ, Sock for example, but it comes with the risk. And I wonder, Colorful, what's he going to play? Should certainly be a Demon or a Warden. To be fair, we saw Law Lyad recently playing a Keeper here, extremely effectively, to my great surprise. But that Definitely a curveball kind of strat, hoping to surprise the human opponent, which was successful.
Yeah, I'm
Colorful,
really curious about this.
I don't see you doing that.
Once again, the question here: what's it gonna be? Is it Demon Hunter Immolation? Is it a different approach? Yumiko, are you going for an expansion or not? I see this punished so many times recently. Is my stream frozen or are they stuck on this picture of Yumiko in colorful? It's the same for you, right? Like the map.
Yeah.
3, no, right.
I imagine they are waiting until the game is ready to go, and then we're gonna be hopping in.
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do a chat command real quick.
Second match here of this group is gonna be Fly versus Sock. That's gonna be a fun one. Sock has been looking pretty good recently, and Fly has been looking stronger again. Fly, we haven't seen him in his ultimate 100% form much recently, but he has certainly been getting stronger online, I feel, where in the past Fly online was always kind of disappointing, and you could only rely on his best performances offline. That's been improving more and more, and he's still certainly one of the top orcs in the world. Still not ready quite to go into game.
Yeah, maybe some join bugs. We see them a couple of times. But I mean, we have some time, right? They calculated 2 hours for a best of 3. That should be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna have a 10 hours group stage every day. 5 matches to determine the 2 advancees. Is that a word? Not really. 2 players to advance and 2 to drop out. Too bad we don't have a 16-player round robin, right?
16-player round robin? Do you want me to just jump out every window there is?
Would be beautiful. With like 8 streams going on at the same time.
That's my biggest nightmare. If like Nightmare on Elm Street would be real, Freddy Krueger is a tournament director creating that format. So, chat command is up. We're waiting for things to continue. It's always interesting to see Yumiko's games, and I'm really curious what he pulls out here now. On Terran Stand, this was a pretty unique approach without a single Sanctum, and just Knights, Tanks, and of course later Mortars, but that was the game already won, I think, and of course Griffins as well. That was a very, very late transition because he can, I think. So I wonder how he does this and how good he is against the early pushes.
I wonder also what the Night Elves' next step is. This human play on TS seems to be kind of the standard nowadays. Tier 3, 2 base, MK first, and then tanks. Either pure tanks or a mix of knights and the super late game mortars. I'm sure Moon and Lawlight are tinkering with strats currently. And maybe it's the economy harass being the key there, which Colorful definitely was not able to find.
I'm kind of worried that the production fell asleep in China. Let's see if they have an official Douyu stream. I think it's the same.
I mean, the music that's playing on the stream...
I still don't hear the music.
Yeah, there's music playing. It's like this typical rock music. That's playing between the games. So
you make very good rock music impressions. Let's go into map number 2. Boom. There we go. Seems like the Chinese had some issues with the production as the scoreboard is gone and the booster might be gone as well, but whatever. We have Yumiko versus Colorful, game number 2. Yumiko leads 1-0, starts in the upper right is the blue human. Colorful fighting uphill once again in this series. Ah, there we go. Fighting uphill once again in this series against Yumiko. And now, what's the play? For Yumiko, pretty sure it's Archmage. Expansion or not. For Colorful, Demon Hunter, Keeper, Warden, what is it?
If there is one crazy boy to play MK first here, though, it would be Yumiko.
Yes.
Would not recommend it, however. Yeah, it was Demon Hunter first. We can see the good old demon coming out. And this could perhaps be Immolation first if there should be a fast expansion attempt. Good creep by the demon here is early on with the lightning shield. Gets the ring. Only was hoping for claws or circlet. Same for the AM, ring of protection for him. Mostly nowadays we see the one base push here from the human on tier 2. But some humans do want to go for fast expo. We'll see which kind of human Yumiko is.
Okay. And how aggressive is Colorful going to be? This looks pretty aggressive, to be honest, as he's going for the mercenary camp, for the Shadow Priest. Is he going for both? Oh, patrolling from both sides. He wanted to prevent the footman from pulling the creeps, so it is an expansion. Ooh, not a fan. And now, Immolation or not. The Water Elemental is already gone, and it is the Colorful special, aiming for the AoE. And how much damage can he do? Archmage has to get that, gets a big mana potion as well. A footman will fall, more peasants will fall. Level 2.5 already, and still lots and lots of mana to use. But retreat from the militia are kind of okay. Not too many of them died. But can he finish this creep spot without more losses? Looks like it.
But I mean, Yumiko now has to stick with the expansion, right? There's no plan B, fallback, tech. I think that would be too late. Shadow Priest now coming in. Archer's still here. Demon still disrupting. Demon dangerously close to 3 already, by the way.
Here we go again. Immolation against the surround. This is kind of the best possible situation for Colorful. Oh my god, that is insane. Also, the Ring of Protection helping enormously, and the Cloak as well, so he can hide in the shadows, doing more damage. This is a catastrophe for Yumiko.
Yeah, Yumiko, about that Fast Expo.
Do not play Fast Expo against Colorful on AZ. How do people not learn?
Some humans just like being on 2 bases, I guess.
I am befuddled, Remo. Befuddled.
Dude, this AM was level 3 later than the demon was.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Of course, like, kind of lack of mana burn. Level 2 now. He might have level 1, or he goes all in. But I think it is, level 1 mana burn. It's not gonna be, like, easier for Yumiko. He's still sticking with the expansion plan, but this is so late. Would love to have an in-game clock, but what is it, 5 minutes, 6 minutes?
I think quite a bit later. Tier 2 is almost done already for Colorful. Dude, this Ring of Protection was so good for the demon, by the way.
Yeah, for an Immolation build, the ring is one of the best that you can find. There's so much more sustain. And we have a Naga follow-up.
Alright. Gonna be adding in lots more single target damage. Colorful takes the time to creep. Couldn't he be killing more and more peasants right now? Interesting. So Lords should be coming up as well. Yeah. And with Dryads coming in, this Knight of Army is going to be truly scary. This is going to be not so easy for Yumiko now to hold. He knows he needs to get defend. I hope he's researching it right now. Otherwise, this is going to be a scary, scary mid-game.
I don't know how he wants to hold this. Can he transition to rifles somehow? Can he get some towers up? I guess that's what he needs. Archmage kind of hurt. Nice that he got boots as well. But more reinforcements. And what are these militia doing, really?
They're buying time, and they're forcing the Night Elf back. The Dryads, or the Archers, excuse me, can't really fire too well. This is too much normal damage threatening them. A few militia might be falling, but yeah, they are buying time. That's the most important purpose. For Yumiko's tech to come in. But I'm not sure that he's even started it yet. This early game was so expensive, cost so much lumber especially, that Yumiko's tier 2 is significantly delayed. Question is Colorful going tier 3, or is he going to try to pressure hard with a lot of Dryads?
Well, Naga kinda suggests pressure play. And that's exactly what he does. It's only an Arcane Tower. He can easily afford the mana. Or to lose that mana. Archmage, a little bit in trouble. Oh, the Shredder blocks himself. That wasn't the best play, but also blocks the Demon Hunter from getting into that base. There is a footman, I guess, in the base, checking out how fast Colorful's tech is. It's 3 more peasants dead in the peasant line. Jesus.
But the Shredder comes in along with more militia. This should be able to drive these low HP Night Elf forces away. Demon Hunter also pretty hurt. The very expansion, the beginning attempt was a complete catastrophe, but following that, this has been a pretty good defense by Yumi. Yeah. However, tier 2 is still so far away.
Yeah, I would love to see the Night Elf tech as well. We haven't seen any Dryads, so I guess it's a rush tier 3. Yeah, exactly. So, Adept upgrade is almost done. Tier 3 is almost done. He didn't lose too much during the tier 2. He gave Yumiko some time.
Ah, here come the 2 Dryads. Okay, I was about to say, don't you at least want 1 or 2 Dryads? That gives so much slow potential. And yeah, we see some of them now. Quite a few footmen. Yeah. That's a lot of footmen, actually. If they have defend, they should be able to hold here pretty well.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. Like, they must have defend at this point. Throws in the water elementals. It's just feeding experience at this point against 3 dispels.
Buying a little bit of time, though, at least. This mass repair is always very expensive, of course. Stops mining quite effectively. So now Yumiko is coming in. It looks like he has defend ready, but he doesn't commit in yet. There we go. Defend is ready, and now these footies become so much stronger.
That's the time he needs for rifles and and second hero. Would love to know if he goes double racks as well, especially on AZ with an expansion. I think double racks rifles helps you so much, but he's not even there yet. No blacksmith yet. Okay, maybe I overestimated the tech timing a little bit, because we will have master training in like 15 seconds or so.
Demon's gonna be level 4, then finally we're gonna have the level 2 mana burn. But these Night Elf heroes aren't completely out of control. It's not like it's 4-3 or 5-3 or something like that. Colorful still has map control here for the time being. Oh, that Zeppelin. If you can snipe that above the forest, there will be lots of experience. Oh my god. 8 HP.
8 HP indeed. Needs a scroll of... scroll of healing, I guess, down the road. But can't go to the shop just yet. Is Colorful pressuring too much and not creeping enough? He still has a level 2 Demon Hunter, right? Level 3 Demon Hunter, right? So it's not level 2 mana burn?
No, he just got level 4.
He just got level 4. Oh, okay.
Level 2 burn. Now, this is the typical timing when Night Elves like to fight. They have tier 3 advantage. They're at 50 supply, and they know human isn't up at 70 yet, so taking a fight now would be favorable. Yumiko is waiting, turtling, holding on, waiting for higher numbers.
But floodgates are open, Altar is gone, and Yumiko will be supply stuck in a bit, and this is exactly his rifle caster timing. So what's he supposed to build now with that farm gone? Fork Lightning, and still late game usage of Immolation. We've seen this from Foggy not too long ago, and it still does a lot to footmen and peasants. So I like that play, even though it costs a lot of mana. If you have a spare mana and know you retreat soon anyway, just use it if you have the Moon Juice as well. Scroll of Regen works against that, of course, but how to get an army now?
I like the patient play, though, by Yumiko. It's very tempting to call Militia and run out of that base, but he's like, yeah, I can afford to lose the altar. I'm gonna hide back here along with my towers. He's keeping the rifles out of harm's way, making use of the regen scroll, and yeah, just hunkers down and turtles and survives without losing too many things. And if Yumiko had an expansion behind all this, this would be okay. But he doesn't have one. Yumiko, Colorful, excuse me. He's still only on one base.
True. Again, like on AZ, it's kind of like more understandable than on TS, but this seems just to be his style. And we have double Sanctum, plus rifles coming. This is gonna be a very, very, very good human army very soon.
Going for breakers really early, when footies are still alive. I kind of question that choice.
He wants to take away the rejuve of the Demon Hunter, I guess. And Roar.
I think more priests and more Sorks would be better though, and rifles. But okay. If you get up to 70, you're still gonna be pretty strong probably. And this is classic Night of play as well, standing between the two bases, making the reinforcement very difficult.
Yeah, you can pool them on the right hand side, maybe even use the Zeppelin to carry them over.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be the play.
So all this time up here should have bought time for the Knife to go to MGs. Do we see something?
I don't think so, but there's an expansion now. So Colorful retreats, uses the time to creep up. Heal Scroll, Claws, decent damage on him with level 4.5. But I don't think he had the time to go for MGs, really. He's not that heavy on bears though, is he?
No, he's 64. He just made double.
Okay,
MG.
double MG. Okay, should have the 2 upgrades then. That is an interesting timing though. One base, rush tier 3, but not heavy on bears. But yeah, that triggers that forces an answer by Yumiko as well, because breakers against mountain giants, they don't do enough.
Yumi trying to creep up a little bit more. His levels so far are pretty underwhelming. And that's more reinforcements being caught out by Colorful.
Oh, Creepjack. This is yet another TP. We've seen plenty of TPs in game 1. But Yumiko again, able to afford... wait, he's not even pressuring. He's waiting for the MGs, I guess. And here they are. Big fight coming. The MG's not in the perfect position yet, but here's the taunt. Bears still down to 50%. The rifle damage seems to be good. Also the slow kicking in. Hard to control this. Now the TP out. And not much damage done. I think he saved pretty much everything except one rifle, maybe.
A few footies went down there. But good recovery by Colorful Man. His expansion so much later, but it's gonna start mining now. Yumiko's big overwhelming supply numbers were never really reached compared to the opponent. And going for a mortar team now, or going for a workshop plus mortar team next now.
Tier 3 for Yumiko seems to be too late. He needs more damage, and that is unlocked at tier 3, but how to get there? We have an Ogre Mauler. Okay.
Finally a heal scroll. That's the first one for Yumiko this whole game. Oh, and he's being aggressive. If this push fails, it's going to be looking really grim for Yumi. He's not pushing yet.
Colorful is at 80 supply. That's insane. A Night Elf army at 80 supply against a tier 2 human army. This looks pretty unbeatable. We still have Water Elementals, like no Blizzard, no enhanced damage, and a level 5 Demon Hunter. So Fork Lightning comes in. Decent slow from Dryads and Naga. This Ogre Mauler has no damage uptime at all. And this is the second TP by Yumiko. Again though, only Footman falling.
Yeah, I really think the double Sanctum is the wrong play nowadays against this rush tier 3. I think the Taunt style double Barracks is so much better. Go heavy rifles so you have lots of damage. Delay the Sorks a little bit. It's also scary to play though. If all your footies die and then suddenly you're left without any blockers and you only have rifles, can be difficult against the mass bears. But yeah, I'm loving Colorful's position in this game now. Yumiko, I don't think without tier 3 he can hope for another decent engagement.
Maybe with Blizzard in a choke. I don't know. There's not too many chokes here. But there's no disable, so the channeling spell would be good. I think Water Elementals kind of ran its course with more and more Dryads. Mortar teams without frag shards seem underwhelming. We now have the critical mass of 3 MGs and the Fairy Dragons coming in, and they are not focused too heavy, so this is a lot of AoE getting healed by the scroll, so they have more uptime and more AoE damage. Everything is already hurt for Yumiko. Shredder is in this fight. This might be the last one. This might be the last fight of the game for sure. What was this Rifleman doing in the bottom left? There's just no damage. TP out, heavy losses, Colorful still at like what? 74 or something? 77 supply. He's not losing anything. The MGs soak up so much damage.
Yeah, he lost one single Dryad right there.
Yeah. And a Fairy Dragon, I guess, in the end. But
oh yeah, true. Wait, are Fairies 2 supply? Yeah, right? Yeah.
Two 1 upgrades as well. 2-0 on the mortars, okay. Yumiko had 75 as well. But this map is not as big as Terranos was, so distraction, Zeppelin drops or something not really possible. Will easily be intercepted.
Yumi's going for Invis mortars right now.
Okay, that might help.
Alright. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
But if Colorful pushes now, all this damage is lacking.
Oh, and that was a really suspicious rifle movement.
Or was it still rallied?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That must be a quick reaction. It's a lot of mortar teams. In this mortars, we've seen this from Yumiko. Show the tree. In 2-on-2s, but okay. That's a solid snipe right there.
Huh. That actually worked.
Yeah, bears go into the main. How much into the expansion? How much damage can they do though?
Wait a minute. Is that the comeback play?
Dude, what the hell? Did he just... Would love to know how much gold there is in the main.
And speaking of main, that one is much easier to attack than the natural is.
Yeah.
This could absolutely be breached.
But maybe there isn't too much gold left, so it's not that bad. Yeah, he can easily go for it. No siege sticks. Oh, retreats. Wants a better fighting position, if fight at all. He healed everything back up. Teams. Yeah, it's 2-1. It's like 6 more. Ah, be careful, Yumiko. Oh, that's a biggie. Oh, the Zeppelin is there to the rescue. Big misses, by the way. Demon Hunter down to 40%. MG is not really in range for the taunt. Heal score was big. Zeppelin again. Yumiko is playing this really well. This is one of the best Yumiko plays I've seen in like this year. TP out from this Archmage, reposition to keep the mortar safe. Not sure how many are still there. Oh, the position's not good. 2 mortars right in front. But he keeps on
Another rifle caught out coming in from the main, but Colorful's falling back. That position a little too fortified. And his expansion almost finished now, right? Yeah, kind of close to it. Oh, stream lag?
No, everything fine for me. Level 5.6 Demon Hunter, though. That's soon to be a problem for Yumi.
Yeah, the Naga must be close to 5 herself.
I don't have the level indicator enabled, nor mana bars. Amateurs. We go into the base once again. And I don't know if it's even worth it to keep up. Do you want to engage? I mean, Dryad single you out relatively easy. the ferries from the left-hand side, in the middle of everything. The rifles have to pay their attention to them. That's 1 down. That's 2 down. But look at the casters. They're all so hurt. Oh my god. Fairy Dragons again finding a position in the Human Night Elf matchup. Despite rifles.
And Yumiko did a good job here staying in the game with this snipe earlier of the expansion, but, you know, staying alive and winning the game, those are always, or often, 2 very different things. Looks like that's the case here once again. Kind of expecting a zapper. This is the year of the zappers so far.
Wouldn't be too bad. Okay, the main is down. The tech is gone. But it's still 1 base, 1 base. Not sure if Colorful is mining already. See? Not yet. Wisps are moving over. Is there 1 big push left? Tome of Retraining. With Blizzard now. And all this mortar damage. Can he just kill... Well, he can't really kill the Tree of Eternity. Needs to maul through this army first, but... How? With just 64 supply?
Yeah, and there's no front line. There's the Shredder, but he's gonna die real fast.
Yeah, that's too much dispel.
Naga level 5. Oh boy.
Fog Lightning then becomes really good. Hero focus on the Demon Hunter, but there's an invul. That's relatively easy to do. Super close to 6. Hello! Give me that Metamorphosis, please! No! Yumiko taps out before, and that is the 1-1 in our first set of the day. Colorful on his very map, taking the win.
Alright, so we have a 3rd map coming after this. What's the normal 3rd map we see? We see Echo Isles a bit. We see Northern Isles a little. Yeah. Concealed, I guess. Concealed is normally the one we see the most.
True. Yeah, I agree. Should be Concealed with Demon Hunter. It's kind of hard to expand, so maybe an easier expansion map like Northern Isles.
Yeah. Normally humans really like playing Concealed with that 1 base push, but that really doesn't seem to be Yumi's style, so I could certainly see Northern Isles more being his choice. That would open the possibility of a Warden once again, which we most certainly won't be seeing on Northern Isles. On Concealed, excuse me.
Maybe he wants to trigger a Warden because he feels a little more comfortable against her, the way Yumiko plays, the way Colorful plays.
Yeah, it seems like Yumiko just wants to be on 2 bases. Just wants to.
Yeah. Was that always the case?
That's a tough question. Back in his heyday, when he won NWL, this matchup was very different. There it was certainly all about expansions. But nowadays, Human is much more versatile. They can play 1 base, they can play 2 base, both really strong. They can play MK first on some maps. We even saw MK first on Northern Isles recently, which is surprisingly good.
It is Northern Isles, by the way.
All right, makes sense for Yumi.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play the 1 base. This is going to be an expansion. Question is MK yes or no? This has only been a very recent development. We've seen it from Yumiko and from 1 other human. But you know, Yumiko is normally the kind of player, if he can somehow play MK first, usually he's playing MK first.
I agree, but oh man. On Northern Isles, this seems so wrong.
Hopefully, the break here between the 2 maps is going to be a little bit shorter than the last one.
I think they have some... Oh, sorry.
Agera with the 29 months. Who's going to cut your hair, or are you going to let it grow? Neo, that question must be directed to you.
Must be directed. Oh yeah, I talked about this a little. I don't know, man. I have to cut it relatively soon, at least the sides. Maybe I'm just gonna cut it all off.
Yeah, do a buzz cut. Yeah, I'm growing my hair out at the moment, but I would like to, you know, get some, what's that called? Some shape into it as well.
Yeah.
But, well, all the hairdressers are closed currently, and we have no idea for how long.
What about your roommates? They can cut
Dude,
it.
I don't trust them with my fridge shelf. I certainly don't trust them with my hair.
Thank you, Realtor Ninja, for the 100 bits. Thanks for all the great streaming. Thank you.
On W3 Champions, by the way, there's the Legends ladder, right? We all get that. That's the top 50 Grandmaster, basically. And below that, there's gold, silver, bronze, wood. But there's 2 divisions for each of those, gold and silver and so on. What's the difference between the 2 divisions?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about the theory behind
so
this.
It seems like it's not NA in Europe. It seems to be separated. So there's other ones on NA.
Where do you see this, by the way? The rankings?
You go to W3 Champions and then rankings, and then it says Gateway and then the league. So if, like in StarCraft 2, no matter which league you place in, it's either 100 or 200 players, right? So you can kind of have a feeling of where you're at among your peers, so to say, and you can see a progression. But here, it's just divided into 2. It doesn't matter which league. It's not like there's a max of 20 and then there's the next league, or a max of 50 and then there's the next league. No, it's just 2 different leagues. And if it's just 2 different, or I should say divisions, if it's just 2 different divisions, isn't that just the same as 1 division? Like, why is it 2? I don't get it.
Maybe it is US and Europe. I don't. Oh no, there's another gateway as well. Okay, seriously, I have no idea. I didn't look into this at all, so I can't really.
It is capped at 50, people say. Well, that is certainly not true.
It's just Legend League.
Ah, Legend. Yeah. That's capped at 50.
Yeah, maybe Pat will do like an Ask Me Anything or something, but yeah, I didn't even know that there's 2 leagues per 2 divisions per league. So
maybe it's capped somewhere, but the cap isn't reached yet, but they're already filling 2 different leagues at the same time, 2 different divisions. That would make sense. Like if we had a division of 100 players each, I think that would make sense, you know? Like you're landing in bronze or something after your matchmaking games. Don't even know if that's the thing. But you land in bronze, and there's 100 players in bronze in your division, and then you can see how you're moving up or down. But at the moment, there's one division with 93 players. There's one with 23 players. Then there's one with 85 players. So it seems kind of random at the moment. The next one has 31. But yeah, this is a very new system. I'm really glad to see this, though. I've been hoping for this for a long time, kind of from Blizzard. But hey, we have it now in the pads ladder. And I haven't played yet, but I'm really looking forward to diving deep into the ladder experience. Where's Hitman? How many hundreds of games does he have?
Well, not enough to win against the Chinese and Koreans in the Gold League team tournament, unfortunately.
Dude, Hitman isn't even on the rank boards yet. What the hell?
Wow.
Oh no, there he is. He played only 8 games so far. Hitman, what's happening?
Ridiculous. He's watching the stream, you lazy fucker. Go and play. Start the grind again. We continue game 3 of... Whoopsie. Game 3 of Yumiko vs. Colorful. This is the deciding map. This is Northern Isles. And Yumiko, what will you show us? Is it a time for the Mountain King on NI and Colorful? What do? You looked strong with the Demon Hunter, strong with the Immolation. Could play a Warden, which didn't look too impressive, to be honest. By the way, it's a lot of question marks in the early, and we kind of have to adapt to what these two beautiful players bring us, and the production tab is back. Nice, and they're even in the right order. Shout out next production.
So good. If only they would flip them now.
Wait, they're right. Ah, flip. Okay, yeah. So colorful is left because he's spawning on the left. Yeah.
I mean, we need to do some consulting for them. For a cheap price of like $500 an hour of consulting. Yeah, let's do it.
Mana bars, please. All right, so we have a warden. What did Yumiko play?
I have not seen.
Okay.
I have not seen. I would like to say MK first, but I think he hasn't been playing it enough yet, perhaps, on this map. Dude, look at the staff on the Ogre Mage. I've never noticed that it's so golden.
I am in the middle of the map and can't see an Ogre Mage eye.
Wait. You see it next to the Ancient of War? You're
We'll
gonna see it in a second, bro. You're gonna see it in a second.
Ah, the head of the staff, you mean? Oh no, the entire staff. Wow. Wonderful.
Shiny.
Dude, is he tier 1 expanding? With an Archmage here on an eye?
Yeah, this used to be very popular just a few weeks ago. Instant Expo.
Wow. Ogre Mage, just wait. What the hell? Did you see? What?
Yeah. Oh, that's some new graphical bugs.
How amazing they did the staff and the... Wait, what? My stream is
Whoa.
frozen.
Yo, it's
Ah,
it's
there we
also
go.
it sounds like it's dying right now. Do you have the sound? It sounds
No.
like a blue screen. Okay, now it's working. All right. Overlay deactivated.
Overlay kind of back. Okay, yeah, they seem to have some issues. I'm taking that shout out back to the production. Seems to be some issues. Well, anyway, we have an Wait, we have no expansion. It was just a creep.
Oh, just a creep. Okay. All right, this must be Shadow Strike, right? Come on, dude.
Yeah, we don't know, but we'll see it in a bit. And of course, the warden doesn't know about this non-expansion, right?
What do you think that item in the AM inventory is?
Periapt.
I think it's a pendant of energy. How much mana does he have?
Ah, okay. I didn't see it now.
480.
That's a
It's
different...
480, yeah. 480 is a pendant of energy, right?
Yeah, it's a pendant of energy. I didn't see it before. That is a different pendant than we have, isn't it?
Right? It looks different.
Yes, it does.
It looks
Wait.
better than the old that we had for Reforged, I think.
Early shop. Up for colorful, and Yumiko
Oh, repair.
wants to kill it. Lots of wisp pulled to keep that up. And there's Shadow Strike. Alright. Got that built down. But it's no fast level 3 warden, is what you usually want. There's no second engine of war. This is a little bit of an issue for colorful already.
You know what I would love to see here? Naga second for colorful.
Oh,
Let's go,
really?
bro. Naga second. Kill after kill. Shadow Strike. Cold Arrow. Snipe, snipe, snipe. Look at all these footies.
Yeah, they're
just
very, very hurt, but they're not dying.
Easy kills.
Is he dying? Is there one more tick or two?
Oh my god. Did 2 survive on the last tick?
Oh, there's one more tick. He's still walking. I
Dude,
guess
how are
he
you not
survived.
following this footman, bro? This is definitely not Rume observing.
Well, one kind of low, 50%. Also, 2 more Shadow Strikes can work with that, of course. We have Defend already. Oh, sweet block against that Warden. Yumi with the plays.
Wow. Is that Yumiko? No, it's not, because we're gonna see him later. No, wait, we're gonna see Sock later. Never mind.
Alchemist second. Wow, did he save a lot of footmen?
Yeah.
That's like 4 footmen hurt. Oh boy. And
Oh,
the
he denied the Watch Elemental. He denied the level 3 with that. Some pretty sick plays.
Oh, wow. This is a good footman force to work with. Naga second as you were hoping
Nice.
for.
Dude, if the Warden was level 3, this would be so much different now.
Yeah, but she isn't.
Get it? Kill that 40!
Would love to know how much mana there still is. Warden's so close to 3. Oh boy. Trying to focus the Alchemist now, which seems to be the worst possible option of everything he can do because it's so tanky.
Dude, if he was level 3, this Alchemist was dead.
Yeah, but he isn't.
These footy saves are saving this mid game for Yumi. So I would like to see 2 to 4 Dryads now with the Warden plus Naga build. You perhaps want to rely on tier 2 a little bit longer because you can really force a lot of kills with all this single target. Staff over to the lab. And that's finally going to be level 3 for the Warden. But man, how long did this take?
I don't know. We don't have a timer, unfortunately, in this production. Class of attack for the Warden is kind of nice as well. The first Riflemen are coming out. And is it tier 2 expansion timing? We see this a little more recently, but I don't think so. Alchemist, Rifleman, Casters, then at some point 70 supply push should be the play. Kind of ballsy going for the marketplace, but it's uncontested.
That's really risky, man. Creepjack here, you lose 3 to 4 units, you lose the big item. But, well, I guess he gets away with it for free. What did he get? It's not important to point out, Observer, it's fine.
Still only archers. Nothing else. That must mean a rush tier 3 again. Most likely, with later added Dryads. Dude, this Ogre Magi bug is quite funny.
It's only the Ogre Magi.
Yeah.
I think it's every time his attack animation is coming in.
Yeah.
Out.
We kind of had the same with Shadow Priest, didn't we, at the beginning of Reforged? Where he was spasming out. Like
I don't
crazy.
remember that.
That was wild. But alright. 51 supply for Yumiko. Interesting supply.
You got basically the 2 camps in the middle. Still not level 3.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And no level 3 Archmage. Is he pushing too early? Could have gone for a little green. Oh, these militia walking into the meat grinder of the Fan of Knives. That's one fan, though.
Slow reactions by Colorful. If he had been microing his army fast, this should have been at least 2 more peasant kills. Now the slow is starting to kick in, but we do have a staff already. That's 3 slows used by the first sorceress already. She must be pretty much out of mana.
Yeah, without level 2... Brilliant Aura for sure. Love the position by Colorful. Trying to catch the reinforcements. I hope Yumiko is playing against that. A farm? Okay, is he... Oh, he's supply stuck. So power build on the farm. Expansion by Colorful.
Does he have tier 3 now? Or... we don't know.
Okay, towering and leapfrogging forward. Typical Yumiko play. 1 priest, 1 sork, 4 riflemen. Dryads should be easy kills. Long range heal spray to keep these peasants up.
It's only 1 priest in this army. It's really not much sustain. Bears are starting to come out. When is Yumiko gonna collapse? I mean, Colorful gonna collapse on this enemy army. He has some time still.
Was a big investment into this expansion.
Oh, Orb of Venom now also.
Okay, we do
More
have tier
damage.
3, but the Fan of Knives is not on the highest level, can easily be countered. Footmen take care of these archers and they will fall pretty quickly, but they did get the damage done. Tower down. Fan of Knives kills 1 rifle, maybe committing a little too hard. Moon Juice looking bad for Colorful though.
Multitasking here seems to not entirely be perfect. Few units on the other side, split there with the Naga. Lost. Warden completely out of mana.
51 supply by Yumi's again. It's not where you want to be. And it's not... Is there a single caster left? Yeah, 1 priest. Sorceress got sniped. Oh no, rifles and footy in the middle. Yumiko, what are you doing?
Oh, we'll get the priest here as well.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Quite a
Oh,
few
maybe
nice
that's
kills.
the big mistake. The one big mistake. But okay, Moonwell down, shop down. Towers established. Oh, Footman really wants this stride, but she's way too quick. Naga gets more kills. Oh boy.
Level 3 for her.
These interceptions, man. Crazy. Warden has no mana at all, just right clicks, but we do have bears. Detonates onto pretty much everything, but is that really worth it? It's only Archmage and Alchemist, I guess. Everything out of mana now.
Yeah.
There's no kiting as well as there are no sorcerers. Oh man, this fight looks
Colorful.
way too good for Colorful.
Yeah, this is the hold now. With some patient play and some outstanding reinforcement pickups. Colorful is now in a grand position this game. This is almost unwinnable for Yumiko.
Yeah.
Down a base, down in tech, down in hero levels, down in army, down the dumpster.
A relatively simple play by Colorful. Just position yourself in the middle of the map. Make it so that Yumiko is not getting his newly produced units to the main army. Buy more time and win. And Yumiko was just feeding him. Way too much. Even with the relatively low level Warden. Interesting. Also, being at 51 supply all the time, it just continues. The downward spiral for Yumiko just continues and there's no way out. Every single unit gets caught. Great squad here with that one Dryad to slow and the 3 bears to finish things. That's very well played right now.
Yeah, the movement on the Dryad is outstanding. Took some damage, not lost yet. And these single Dryad spears for the slow poison, so strong. Colorful, what a player. Isn't that right, Neil?
Absolutely not. It's just pure luck, obviously. No, this was very well done. I questioned his decisions on map 1, certainly, but here on Northern Isles, it's the perfect play. And there should be no way out for Yumiko. 60 supply, 64 mana potions, expo up as you said. Maybe one big Hail Mary with a lot of militia, but even that, like Fan is gonna wreck them.
Yeah, what is the winning play here? It's very hard to see. Why is it, by the way, raining on this map and not snowing? That doesn't make sense. My immersion is... No, wait, it's raining and snowing at the same time.
Yes.
Oh my god, my immersion is broken.
Okay, here we have the possibly last fight of this series. The Fork Lightning is crazy good. The Archmage is in trouble. TP's out. Alright, still stalls some time. But that's again heavy losses. 39 supply only. I mean, that tells you everything.
Yeah. Yumiko started off strong here. Where was the big mistake this game?
Losing 20 units to Colorful's army in the middle?
But how can you prevent that? Is that a different rally point, maybe?
Or just...
Could you have just not counter-expanded? I mean, if you see Warden plus Naga play, you should be kind of safe to expand because the Warden won't be spiraling to level 6 nearly as quick as normal.
GG, by the way.
GG.
And 2-1 for Colorful, advancing into the Winnerbracket final. Strong start for Yumiko on Terranar stand. Not the greatest decision making, in my opinion, not the greatest tactic on Amazonia. And this continued on Northern Isles. A little too stubborn, maybe for the counter expansion, for the expansion on Amazonia, and on Northern, maybe the wrong decision to go not for an expansion or for that creep route. I don't know, man. Not a fan of the play of map 2 and 3 But Colorful got stronger and stronger in the series, especially Northern Isles was impressive. And so he's standing in the winner bracket final.
Who's going to join him? We're going to figure that out in the next game coming up, as Fly will step into the ring against Sok, a Chinese versus Korean duel there in Orc versus Human.
True that. This is going to be fun, man. In what shape is Fly? How often will he lose a Blade Master? And Sok, how will the B-Boy impress us? We go into a little break, and then we're back with next spring Group C 2020. $14,000 on the line. Stay tuned.